Welcome to Radio Fixer's channel. Subscribe for upcoming videos. This is part 5 of illustration of 1938 Montgomery Ward Airline. I was looking for simplest way to play my favorite music on AM radios. Since these days, majority of AM radio stations are talk show, churches, or sports. Of course, there is nothing wrong with that, but sometimes you might want to be able to listen to your favorite music. You might want to have an option to use AM transmitter to listen to FM stations, or plug your radio to your computer to listen to the music, or use the Bluetooth capabilities on your iPod, tablets, or phone to listen to music on your vintage radios. In this video, I will show you how to add an auxiliary switch to your vintage radio to give you all those abilities. I highly suggest going back and watch other episodes to this illustration. Enjoy the video. I remember when I had my first 50 subscribers, I told my wife, I said, guess what? I have 50 subscribers. She paused a little bit and said, how many people live around the world? I said, gee, I see. So folks, what you want to do, somewhere in the bottom there's a subscription button. Go ahead and select that, and also there's a bell, select that bell so it notify you whenever I upload new video. Put your thumb up. What this does, it notify other people they enjoy this hobby. Go ahead and share it to other people. Help me if my subscription goes up, man. Make me look good. All right? I appreciate you.
Sports Westwood 1 analyst. He'll be on the call tonight, the Eagles and the Commanders. Check out the Ross Tucker Football Podcast.
So the radio work just incredible, as you can tell. It sounds perfect. Let's continue a little bit at a time, but it shall be done, right? Now let's talk about some safety issue. You're dealing with electricity. It's very dangerous. It can kill you, so be very careful, please. I need a few equipment that you can purchase it in Amazon. First one, you must have isolated transformer to keep you safe when you're working in the antique radios. And also variable condenser, or they call it variac. You can actually adjust the amount of electricity comes inside the radio. And this one, the dim bulb tester, you can actually build this yourself. You can Google it. There is tons of information out there. This is the setup I'm using on my workbench. Please make sure you know to use this equipment to keep you safe. As you see, I hook up my single tracer. What I'm trying to do is trying to find out behind the volume control. There is a 3 connection. Which one is actually the sounds coming out? So I can set up the audio auxiliary jack to this radio. So of course the radio is on. That is hooked up to oscillation transformer. I never touch the radio when it's on without hooking it up to oscillation transformer, as we discussed earlier, how important that is. Just adjust the volume, you see? So the radio is working, so I'm going to turn it down. I already set this up, and let's find out. We're going to test all the way the one to the right. No sound at all. The center is no sound. Of course, all the way to the right is the ground. This is the center tab. Nothing is coming out of here. Let's touch the one on the left hand side. Did you see it? This is so this is where the sound coming from, this wire right here, all the way to the left. I'm going to unsolder this wire and think about where is the best place to set up the audio auxiliary jack. me work on that, all right? And this is the product I'm going to use for auxiliary, and I bought it from this company here. Feel free to order it from them. They're a good company, you know. They have a 1-800 number. You can call them if you have any question. They're very helpful. So anyway, the way this works, you see here, this angle, this is the ground. This is the ground. It's connected to here. So if you hook up this to the chassis, your chassis is metal, you do not need to use this ground. You know, you can. This is going to automatically make connection to your radio. If your radio is hooked up to the ground. If it's not, of course, you have the option back here to use this connection. All right, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4 connection here, as you see here. This also can be used for a stereo. So I'm going to use this as an auxiliary switch. All right. And this is what I put together. Of course, I'm going to give you a detail how to do this. This is for the quick test to see if I add Bluetooth to this, you know, radio, is it going to work or not. So what I will do, I will already put some notes here for me. Of course, this is going to be ground. We're going to hook it up to the ground. This one goes to the wire that we disconnected from volume control. Okay. Goes right here. I don't want to touch anywhere. So, and this one, I put a note for myself, is out. That means the sound going to come through here, goes to the switch. From here goes back to the volume control. So we're going to hook this to volume control right here. Again, these are temporary. This is not touching. This is a few inches apart from the chassis. I will show you in diagram how to do this. All right, let's test it. I'm going to turn on the radio. It takes a few seconds to warm up. Going to adjust the volume control. The noise that you're hearing is hissing sound, is because the fluorescent light is on. So let's. Now I'm going to hook up the Bluetooth. Let's turn on this. Just hold a little bit until the light comes on. I turn on my Bluetooth. This is the equipment. I'm going to hook it up to it. Alright, as you see, I'm playing this music and the radio is picking it up. So the Bluetooth system is working. The reason I'm talking, I don't want YouTube kick me out. Alright? See, it sounds is working pretty well. So I'm going to turn this off. Just hold it like that. The power is off. So as soon as I disconnect this, the radio should automatically comes on. As you remember, the radio was on. See, it's working. See, disconnected. So this acts as a switch. I'm going to use this method to hook up the Bluetooth to this 1938 radio and see how it's going to work. This is the best way I really found out. You know, it's easy to do. If you know a different way, please let me know. You know, this is the best way I found out. I know some people, they put on and off switch, and I really didn't want to do that. You know, put a couple of holes in the chassis. I just prefer just put one hole and let this do its job. It's on again. So this should work, all right? Hopefully this makes sense. I will show you in the drawing exactly what you need to do. Of course, this is a volume control, as we discussed in last episode. Volume control has 3 connections. One of them is a ground, another is the tap center. The tap usually is hooked up to the wiper. That's how you adjust the sound. So here where the signal comes in, this is what I did. I unsoldered from here, this wire where the signal comes in. And it goes to the volume control. Let's go to the next page. This is what we did. So the signal that we disconnected from that pen, it comes to this pen here. Back of this unit, I call it auxiliary, connection, is like a switch. There is several pins. The one that is tilted here, this one connected to the ground. Between these 2 pins, there's a wire that I soldered. You have to solder a wire between here. There's a connection. Then the signals from this pen, it comes out and it goes to this pen again. So that's all I did here. Hopefully this drawing going to help you. Again, I did this to be as simple as possible. So down the road, if I want to take all this out, it can be pretty simple. I'm just going to solder this, wire, back here and take everything else out. Then we're back in the business. I didn't want to do a heavy-duty modification. Hopefully this drawing can help you. That's the shielded cable for computer. This is the old one. I don't never use it anymore. So I cut the top off, cut the bottom off. There are several wires comes out of here, about 4 wires. I'm going to use these 2. Also, this is shielded. There's like a wire all around it. Since we're going to use for the audio, we want to make sure it's shielded. This is the first one I used. I used the regular wires. The problem with this was that it was causing some humming sound. The radio was playing without the hum, but when I installed this, it was humming. So let me use this one instead of this regular wire. Let's see if by doing that, are we reducing the humming sound when we plug it to Bluetooth. Let me show you what I did to run the audio auxiliary jack to this radio. This is of course the switch. I put a hole here through the chassis. This is what I used to put a hole. It's much easier to use something like that. Then this wire right here, this brown wire that it goes to the switch, it used to go directly to the volume control here. So I unsoldered it from the volume control. I ran it through the switch. From other side of the switch, it goes to the shielded wire. This is shielded wire. It comes to the volume control. This shielded wire, it will help, to reduce the humming noise. First version that I did, I ran this both with wires and it was causing some humming. By replacing this to shielded wire, the humming reduced. It might be a better way than this, but this is the way I figured out. If you know better way, please let me know. I have no problem to learn, right? We all learn from each other. But I think this was the easiest way. I didn't want to cut any filaments. I didn't want to do any heavy-duty modification, because if later on I want to remove this, it's pretty simple. I just unsolder here and solder it back here, remove all this. Then we are back in the business. All right? Hopefully this makes sense. I'm comparing that to this one to see which one they perform better. This is for car radio. That is, I bought it for the house. But let's see which one perform better. All right, let's switch it up to Bluetooth now. This is one of the Bluetooth that I purchased to test it to see if it works with my vintage radios. So let's open it up to see what's inside. Some instructions here. It's pretty interesting box. This is right on the box. They say this is the wireless audio receiver, and that's what I want. Inside there is unit. Oh wow, it comes with a lot of adapters, also with the charger, which is a good thing. That's for the charger cable. That's for audio. They have this also, is like a RCA attached, and this is another cable. I might not use this because I don't have this type of connection. So let me hook this up to my radio to see if it works or not. As soon as I turned on my Bluetooth on my phone, it recognized it, and I already selected, it says connected right here, as you can see. Alright, now let's hook this up to the radio. Alright, I'm going to use this cable. One goes back here, and the other side, of course, is going to hook up to this connection that I made here. See right here for Bluetooth. So I'm going to put this in. Let's turn on the radio. Alright, everything is set up. Alright, I'm going to use this app. It's a YouTube Music. It's not performing pretty well. This is one of the Bluetooth that I purchased. This is for the car Bluetooth. The good thing about this one is it's so small. You can just hook it up to your chassis. Inside the box, it comes with a unit like this. This is rechargeable. What they're saying that it holds up to 15 hours of playtime. Comes with these two parts. Also, it comes with a charger that you can actually charge it. The reason I like this because it's so small. It can be hidden behind the radio. I'm going to turn on the radio. Then just hold this to come on. It made the connection is already, the speakers say power on. But here is already connected. Okay, let's play this song. I can change the song. You see, it sounds just incredible. Again, the fluorescent light is on. That's why you're hearing some little hissing in the background. I can change to anything, so alright, I'm gonna stop this. The reason is I'm stopping because YouTube gonna kick me out if I let them play for a while. And definitely this Bluetooth, it works much better than that large one as you saw it earlier. So I'm gonna stay with this, and I test this. If I'm here in the second floor of my house, I went all the way to the garage, and still it was picking up. I went every room in the house, and I could hear the radio. So this connection was working with this Bluetooth, even you're far away from the Bluetooth itself. By adding auxiliary jack to this radio, I'm able to use this cable. It can be a stereo or mono. It can be hooked up in back of the radio like that. And the other side gonna hook up to my computer so I can play music, this old song from internet. Let me show you. The radio is hooked up again to oscillation transformer. Always make sure to do that. Let me turn it on. Alright, the radio is on, as you can see. I've already plugged it into, of course, to the computer. And I'm gonna play some song in the computer, and the radio is going to pick it up. The good thing about this called Internet Archives has all these old songs. These are all for 1930s, and of course this radio is 1932, so you can play some old song on this radio. Adjust the volume. Isn't that neat? Let's go to the next song. The reason I'm changing it so quick, I don't want it to kick me out. The good thing about this website is it will change automatically one after the other. And you can adjust the volume as high as you want.
Somehow I always knew. Can't get you off my mind. Whatever.
The humming noise that you hear is a fluorescent light above. Let's go to the next one. Alright. Let's stop this. Alright, let's remove this jack. See, the radio is off. Now we're disconnected from computer. And this is another option you have when you add auxiliary jack to your old radio. Here I set up the FM radio. Of course, the reason I put it so close to each other so you can't see it. It doesn't need to be this close to play. I'm feeding it through the AM transmitter. That's with antenna, and it transmits to radio. This little transmitter, I do have another video. Feel free to watch it. You know, it's pretty powerful. I mean, with about 10-foot antenna, or with this, if I extend it, it's going to cover majority of the house. So let me show you how it works. FM is, of course, is on. All right, we're going to turn this. This is working. I'm going to change the station. All right, I'm going to turn this thing down. So this is another option you have. You can actually play FM, broadcasted in AM transmitter. Again, watch that video how I put this together, and this is pretty powerful, as I mentioned earlier. This little thing, you know, if I extend the antenna, it covers majority of the house. This is another option you have. I'm hooking up FM radio directly to this radio without the transmitter. By adding that auxiliary jack, now I have so many things I can do with this radio. Without that, the only thing you could play with this was AM station. Let me show you one other options you have. And this is another setup. You can hook up to the Bluetooth to AM transmitter. It will transmit it to your radio. This transmitter is pretty powerful. I suggest again to watch the video I made regarding this. I've added this antenna. Of course, I have not extended the antenna. It broadcasts up to about 40 to 50 feet away from the radio with antenna. So that is the song we're going to play. So I'm going to start this. All right, now I have to tune the radio to this AM frequency. So if you come here, it's right here. See? Now the frequency is working well, so it's playing as you hear, it's playing unbelievable. Again, the reason I'm talking when this song is playing so YouTube does not kick me out. You know how they are with protecting the music. All right, let me stop this. So this is going to be another option. Hopefully all these videos assist you to actually enjoy your AM radios. As you know, it takes a while to restore them, and then AM does not give you that much option of. But as I mentioned earlier, you know, after a while playing just AM, it gets boring, you know. So that's why I want to show you all this different way that you hook up your radio that you just fixed to be able to at least enjoy them. Hopefully all this video going to assist you to play your favorite music in the AM radio. What I need to do with this radio, of course I still need to work in cabinets, still I need to make knobs for it. The original knob, as you remember, was broken. So those are the two things I need to work on. I'll be honest with you, it takes so much time to make these videos, editing, uploading, and make sure there's enough information that it actually makes sense, if you want to follow. At this time, I want to take the opportunity and thank my subscribers with their uplifting comment. You always encourage me to upload more videos, since this is just a hobby of mine. Again, I appreciate you. Enjoy all these videos, and you all have an awesome day. Take care. If you're interested to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and you will be notified when new video being uploaded. You have a great day.